Everybody, how's everybody doing today? Another day in this cloudy day of a world. Literally, it's cloudy today. Suppose we're gonna get some rain. It actually would be nice if it starts pouring. So while I'm making a video, you actually hear the rain hitting the car and shit. But I don't know. It was just raining, but now it's stopped. Well, who knows? Maybe it'll come again. But anyway, so topic today: how old was I when I realized life sucked? Basically, like how old did it take me to realize that we're just suckers to this system? You know, I would say about maybe 8, 9 years old, within the 8, 9, 10 year range. I think it was around there. I started like seeing something isn't right. You know, I mean, I always hated going to school when I was a kid, but I didn't fully see the reason why. I guess why we had to go to school. Like, I guess when I was a kid, I didn't really know much, which is, you know, common. You know, our brains are still processing. But then it eventually just, you know, hit me. A light bulb just went above my head and went, you know, and then I just seen the whole picture of what this is all about. And I'm saying to myself, wow, so this is why I go to this place every day. This is why I'm in this classroom 7 hours a day, every single day, bored out of my mind, stressed out of my mind, because it's prepping me one day to make some green rectangular pieces of friggin' paper. Yeah, that's what it's all about. And that's when I started saying, like, wow, this is why I'm here. And then I started seeing how stupid this was, because, you know, when we were in school, we used to have some kind of paper thing where we made some and we had scissors and we cut the paper. And then I say to myself, this ain't no different. It's weak just like what I'm cutting. I can easily cut this. Heck, you don't even need a scissor. You can just rip it. And yet this shit's controlling us. This shit's ruling our lives. So then when I was a kid, I was starting to say, this gotta be a joke. Is this really what it's all about? And then I guess that's where shit just started, you know, processing into me. And I was like, motherfucker, this is crazy, yo. And what I mean by crazy, I mean absolutely pathetic. You know, like, this is literally our whole well-being here. This is our whole existence. And I'm just saying to myself, it would have been better, I think, if I were to not be born, period. You know? And then as I started becoming even more older, when I was 12 years old, 13 years old, then I started to realize, you know, one day we're all gonna die. Now, I wasn't saying I was fully awoken yet, but I was just starting to wake up from that nap, I guess you would say. And I said to myself, you know, like, this is all we do. One day we're gonna die. One day it's just gonna be lights out. And I was also like, you know, when we're in school learning certain things like fractions or the stupid algebra or whatever the fuck, I was saying to myself, all this knowledge that I'm getting is going to expire once I'm done with school, because when we're done with school, we pretty much forget the majority of shit we learned. I know I have. And not only that, one day when you die, you're not going to know anything. Nothing. It's like you never learned anything. Doesn't matter what you learned or didn't learn, because when you're dead, it's the same error. And here comes the rain again, actually. Starting up again. I'm not sure if you guys can hear it, but but you feel me? Like, it's just, it's the same error. Well, it doesn't matter what knowledge this person has or that person has. When you're dead, it's all the same error knowledge. Well, there is no knowledge. It's just nothingness. But then I started realizing, I think this was when I was like 8, 9 years old, once we went to a trip. And you know how you have to pay for a paper slip or whatever the hell for the trip? And then, you know, back then I was like literally 8 years old, so I didn't really have money or anything. And all of a sudden, you know, we went to a trip at a mall or something. I forgot where. Yeah, I think it was a mall. And then, you know, I was hungry. There was no food or whatever. And all of a sudden, we all, like, you know, we all gathered in line at a McDonald's thing or something. And all of a sudden, you know, when it was my turn, they're like, oh, you don't have money, you can't have anything. And I'm like, what? You know, because I was a kid. I'm like, what the fuck? Why do I have to have this shit just to get something in my body? Why do I have to have something I could just rip up, something I could just cut with a scissor? Why do I need to have something like that just to have something in my tummy? You know, like that's when it started clicking to me. And I'm like, man, this, I can't, where am I? Where the fuck am I in? You know, like what the hell was I created into? That's where just the thoughts and shit just started coming by. You know, you at least think that the teachers and shit would pay for you or whatever the hell, you know, because you know, you're a kid. You know, you're just a little friggin' boy, girl. Well, I was a boy. And yet, here we go. Then, you know, I ended up having to starve because I had money at that time. I didn't have no money or whatever. So you think, paying for the trip wasn't enough. You think that could be included with paying for the trip, but no. You got to pay that separately. So it's like it's always more fees for something else. Always something costing something. And then that's where I just started seeing the picture of what a joke and what a real fucking crappy world I'm truly in. Then, as I started aging more, you just start seeing it more. And the thing is, once you see it, you can't unsee it. You send a message, E and C yet, I have a chance to unsend it. But that's the thing. I see what I see. I can't pretend now not to see. I just seen that guy or whatever walk by. Can't unsee that on a skateboard or whatever. And was there ever a point where I thought maybe I was crazy? A little bit. But at the same time, I kind of felt like I knew I wasn't crazy. It's like I thought I was, but at the same time, I knew at the same time that like something's just not panning out here. And it's just, there's got to be somebody else out in the world that sees what I see. But at the time, I didn't feel like I seen that, because like truth was, everyone I'm around doesn't see it. They're blind, they're stupid. And if you say a certain thing, they think you're crazy, they think you're depressed, you need help, you're not thinking correctly. Why you're so negative? Think of the beautiful things to life. Life is a gift, man. Little do you know, you are a gift and a blessing to be here. And then I'm just saying to myself, like, for what? To do all this shit? This is the blessing? More like just to be a maid, just to be a friggin' sheep. That's all I look at it as. Sorry if I'm squinting for the fucking... Even though it's cloudy, it's like super bright out. It's making me squint. But, yeah, I'm just here literally to do dirty work. This is a gift. I feel like I'm just doing somebody's chores. Your parents' chores. Literally, that's what we do. We end up doing chores. And then we do chores to the elites. We make them fuel. Well, we make them money by burning our fuel, by wasting away our beautiful prime energy to one day become old and sick. Now, you're going to probably become old and sick regardless, but at least while you're young, have that energy and, do what you truly want to do with that energy instead of putting that energy aside, wasting it on things you really can't stand doing just to survive, because I feel like there's no point in surviving if you're not doing something you truly want to do. Life's all about enjoying doing what you truly want to do. Then I could say life is a gift. But we're just here literally doing friggin' chores. We're here doing literally dirty work. And then dying. Like I always say. Because it's true, we die. It's the best part of it all. Funny example. Think of it this. Your car is getting low on gas, right? You go to a gas station. You go to the gas pump, whatever pump it is. You put, the gun in, the gas gun, whatever you call it, and then more gas is coming out. So that's totally like what we're doing for the government, the hamster wheel. We're reproducing to add more fuel to keep that motor spinning. That's literally what I look as is what we're doing. That's when I started seeing that, and that's when I really started to see how pointless life is. And when the year 2012, 2013 came, that's when I pretty much seen it to the very maximum capacity, I remember there was that big theory back then in 2012, the world was going to end. Wish that was true. Yeah, because I literally felt like it really did end, if you know what I mean. After that year, that's when I felt like life just started getting more and more unbearable. Now, I'm not saying life was ever really good. It wasn't. But it was a tad bit better than it is now. Like, ever since that year ended, shit just started hitting the fan, real fast. And every year just started getting worse and worse and worse and worse. And look where we are now. The 21st century. The 21st century. Paying an arm and a leg for everything. A phone used to cost $400. Now a phone costs absolutely $100,000. Imagine. I mean, I won't be surprised one day in the very, very long future. Hopefully I'm dead by then. Hopefully we're all dead by then. Hopefully there's no existence by then, but... Life should be getting easier. We have more technology now. Technology could do so much more than it ever has before. But yet, it's getting harder. Because it's all just for this. Technology is all just used for this. Oh, a TV. Well, now actually TVs are dirt cheap now, shockingly. But, Like, for example, a light bulb, a regular light bulb, maybe a few dollars, $4, $5, $10, whatever. Now that it has all these features, it's $50. So they add all these features on purpose just so it could be more of this. Just so it has more value in itself that it's more of this. This is what it's all about. This is what they're using technology over. It's basically how everything works with this. So in reality, instead of using technology for the better, we're using it for the bad. We're using it all just for this. This is what it's all about. You know, it's all a scheme. It's all an evil, corrupt scheme. You know, smart thermostat, smart this, smart that. Everything's smarter now just for this. Like that refrigerator I said in a few videos. What's the point of having that? Who cares about a screen? Who cares about that shit? A refrigerator's known to keeping food fresh. A sink is being known as being a sink to wash your hands, wash dishes, shit like that. What are you going to make next? A smart dishwasher? To the point where now that has a screen too? Oh, cool. Look, check out what my dishwasher could do. I'm watching the Ranger game or whatever the hell. When you just watch it on TV. Yeah, but I'm in the kitchen now, so, you know, this is where it comes in handy, you know? I mean, it's just stupid fucking shit like that. And it'll cost more of this, and then we end up buying it. So it's used all against just for this. So we can buy it. For more price, for more of a higher price than what originally it would be if it was just regular. I mean, people don't see what's going on, man, and it's disturbing, you know? I mean, we don't have to be that. I mean, it's like we're spoiled, but at the same time, that they're taking a ride on us. We're the ones getting a ride. Like, we're getting gypped. I don't know how to say it, but I mean, holy fuck. They see that we're just puppets. They see that we're just, you know, looking at the one direction image, you know. We know they know we don't see the whole picture, and that's the beauty. That's what they like. They control us like little mindless drones. Buy this, buy that, do this, do that. They know we adapt to everything, just like when a software update, or a little confused. Oh, now I'm used to it. Now if I look how it used to be, I'm like, oh shit. We adapt to everything. So whatever things that happen in life, we just get used to. We get immune to it, and we just accept it. We learn to accept it and have no questions about it. And then when you get certain people like me that question about it, oh, that's just the way life is, man. Get with the program, you know. Stop your bitching and whatever. Literally what I'm thinking about. And that's actually another thing I want to point out. Everyone liking Alexa and all that shit. Now, don't get me wrong. I mean, it's cool and all, but at the same time, what do you think this is all for? They're trying to listen to you. I wouldn't trust those things for any fucking thing. It has cameras, it has microphones, it hears you when you say a certain thing. You think they're not listening to you? Plus with these phones and shit too. It's all just about them spying on you. They want to have as much control over you as possible. They know we're stupid. We'll literally buy anything. Oh, they'll sell this. We're just feeding right into it. We're just falling in the trap with no hesitation. We're not even like thinking about it. Like, oh, I want it. I want it. That's literally, and we get it. Now, I'm not saying don't get it. I mean, if you want it, get it. But I don't give a fuck for it. And you know what I noticed too? Like this times I looked up something on Amazon, an item or whatever the hell, and then all of a sudden I go on Facebook and the item's being displayed on Facebook. So it's like all these apps are tracking what you're doing. So it just goes to show you how they want to have as much control over you as possible. They want to literally know your everything, you know. They want to control you just like a video game character. You know. Some camera's probably looking at you, probably wanking you, shit like that. You never know. But the thing is, that's why they're making all these things. It's for two reasons. For this, and because they want to have control over you. They want to see what's going on and shit. Like, I'm sure the phones can't do that enough. I mean, and you know what makes it even more pathetic? A lot of people know this, but yet they still don't care. Whatever, it's cool. I want it anyway. I mean, it's cool, but do you really need this stuff? Are we that spoiled where we need a device for every little? I mean, I don't know. That's how I look at it as. I can understand a camera outside your house, because if anything, at least it's if they're watching, it's outside. But inside, I don't know, man. I feel a little strange about that. I mean, half the things today is just so unnecessary. I mean, it's crazy. But yeah, we don't, fight against it. We don't try and protest. We just accept it. So this is why it keeps happening. There's so many of us, and yet we don't do nothing about it. We're overpopulated, and we don't even try to unite and do something about it. Even if it fails, at least try. There's so many of us. We just accept whatever happens. It's going to be an expensive winter with heating and shit. All right, got to accept it. Nothing you can do. We can't cry me a river. We don't do nothing about it. We just accept it. Gas is even higher now. All right, just got to accept it. Stop your whining. It's the way life is, man. It's a gift, man. You're here for a reason. Fuck being here. Seriously. I'm here to do all this bullshit to just be a lifeless fucking mannequin one day? I think I would just choose to be a lifeless mannequin now. Why? Should have never even been alive to begin with, if this is what I knew it was all about. I ain't signed up for none of this shit. No one signed up for any of this shit. And now we gotta just suffer the consequences, and if we have any questions about it, we get criticized and put down. Go fuck yourself, man. I mean, that's how I'm serious, I'm not you. I'm not a dumbass like you specifically that actually enjoys this bullshit. I'm an actual awoken person that sees how fucking dumb this shit is and wants no part of this shit. But yet I be criticized for it. Kiss my ass. But yeah, it's a freak show, man. It's a freak show. No matter where you look at it, how you look at it, it's a freak show. But anyway, guys, I'm gonna actually call it a day now. Hopefully it did pick up the rain in the background, so you hear a little ASMR. What does that stand for exactly? It's funny. I never knew what that word stands for. I always see it means like we're relaxing, like videos and stuff like that. But I never really knew what that meaning stand for. If anybody knows, if you could tell me in the comments down below. I feel slow as fuck right now, but hey, at least I'm being honest. I don't know what the hell it means, and I'm kind of curious. If anyone knows what it means, please let me know down below. Anyway, stay humble. Love you.